Today is the day, March 25th, 2026. 8 years since the last time the New York Yankees opened a season on the road in San Francisco. 8 years since Aaron Judge hit his first opening day home run as a Yankee, and the city of New York reminded itself why October matters so much more when this team is involved. Tonight at Oracle Park, the beautiful baseball cathedral that sits against the San Francisco Bay with the wind blowing in from the water and the right field wall rising high enough to turn shore home runs into loud outs, and the Giants pitching staff leading the way as they always do in that building, Max Fried will walk to the mound at 8:05 Eastern Time and deliver the first pitch of the 2026 New York Yankees season. And the lineup that Aaron Boone writes on the card tonight is going to tell you everything you need to know about where this franchise stands on the morning of the day it all begins. Not the rotation, not the bullpen, not the acquisitions or the extensions or the analytical frameworks or Brian Cashman's quiet off-season philosophy that critics called unimaginative and that Cashman himself called strategic. The lineup. The 9 names in the 9 spots, the specific construction of a batting order that reflects everything Boone and the front office believe about how this team wins games in 2026. And when you look at it, when you see the full picture of who is in those spots and who is not, the first reaction from a lot of fans is going to be the one the title promises. They cannot believe this is the roster. And when you understand why it is constructed exactly the way it is, you will understand something about the New York Yankees in 2026 that the casual observer is going to miss entirely. This is the complete story. Starting lineup to the bullpen, every player, every decision, every reason, and exactly why tonight's game against the San Francisco Giants is the beginning of a championship run or the latest chapter in the longest drought in this franchise's modern history. Start with the infield, because the infield construction is the specific part of this roster that fans are going to have the strongest reaction to, the part that is most visibly different from what fans expected and most directly connected to the injury situation that defined the final week of spring training. The shortstop tonight is Jose Caballero, not Anthony Volpe. Caballero, the Panamanian utility infielder who came to the Yankees from Tampa Bay at last year's trade deadline, who posted an .828 OPS in 40 games after the trade, who hit .266 with a 131 WRC+ in Yankee pinstripes, compared to .226 with an 81 WRC+ in Tampa before the deal, is starting at shortstop for the New York Yankees on opening day 2026. And Anthony Volpe, the Gold Glove winner, the 24-year-old kid who attended the 2009 World Series Championship Parade as a child standing on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and spent the next decade and a half making himself into the starting shortstop of the team he grew up worshiping, is in Tampa, working through a rehab assignment timetable, doing defensive workouts, hitting off a tee, clearing the diving requirement that was his final physical hurdle before a minor league assignment in the second week of April. Volpe had shoulder surgery in October 2025, an arthroscopic procedure to repair a partially torn labrum that had been managed through 2 cortisone injections and 19 errors and a .212 batting average and 5 months of compromised performance that the people who watched him every day knew was not who he was. The surgery fixed it, not managed it, fixed it. He said that himself. Every day is better, even if it is a very small amount, whereas last year you do a bunch of treatment and you just do not respond or you feel worse. He can feel the difference, but feeling the difference in February in Tampa and being ready for a major league shortstop job in March are 2 different things. And the Yankees, who could have rushed him and started the season with a partially healthy version of their Gold Glove shortstop, chose instead to start the season with Caballero, bring Volpe back when his shoulder is completely ready, and not compromise the development of the most important young position player on their roster to avoid a 2 to 4 week gap in the starting lineup. The infield will be comprised of Ben Rice at first base, Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second, Jose Caballero at short, and Ryan McMahon at third. Lakers Nation, Ben Rice at first, Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second, Jose Caballero at short, Ryan McMahon at third. That is the opening day infield of the New York Yankees, and every single one of those four names comes with a specific story, a specific reason for being where they are, and a specific set of expectations for what 2026 needs to produce. Ben Rice is 27 years old. He was a Yankees 7th-round pick in 2021 out of Dartmouth, the Ivy League program that produces a specific kind of baseball player, the analytically sophisticated, academically serious hitter who understands his own mechanics at a level that most athletes never fully develop because most athletes never spend 4 years in an environment where intellectual rigor and athletic performance are equally valued. Ben Rice's combination of advanced degree baseball intelligence and raw power production has made him one of the most interesting first baseman developments of the last 2 seasons. The Yankees have made loud and clear that they really like Rice and see him as a veritable power thread in the lineup. The 27-year-old hit .255 with 26 homers and a 133 WRC+ in his first full season, while most of his advanced and expected hitting metrics ranked from as low as the 89th percentile to as high as the 97th percentile. Lakers Nation 26 home runs, a 133 WRC+, meaning he was 33% better than the average hitter in baseball last season, adjusted for park and league. His hard hit rate, his expected batting average, and his barrel rate all ranked in the top 11% of the sport. Those numbers could have been easily more if not for Rice's .271 BABP. So many hard hits turned into loud outs, but hopefully not the case with Oracle's high right field wall and deep outfield gaps. Lakers Nation, the ball is finding gloves at a rate that his contact quality does not justify. That specific combination, elite contact quality plus below-average BABP, is the analytical fingerprint of a player who is about to have a significant statistical breakout because the underlying performance is better than the surface results show. The Yankees are batting Rice 4th, cleanup, against Logan Webb and the Giants' pitching staff on opening day. That is not a surprise spot. That is a statement.
And Ahmed Rosario alongside him, the 29-year-old Venezuelan utility infielder and outfielder who can play every position except catcher and pitcher, and whose contact skills and versatility make him a legitimate option wherever the lineup needs a body who can actually hit the baseball. He was with Cleveland, with the Mets before that, and his journey through the major leagues has produced the specific profile of a player who is never a star and never worthless, who is always useful and never indispensable. Production against lefties and versatility are also Rosario's calling cards. Pro Football Network, the bullpen behind all of this, is the part of the roster that most resembles a genuine championship-caliber team construction. David Bednar closing, Camilo Doval in the 8th, Clay Holmes as a multi-inning option, Brent Heydrich as a left-handed specialist whose specific release angle and pitch mix have made him one of the more effective left-on-left relievers in the American League, Jake Bird as a long reliever and spot starter bridge option, Cade Winquest as the Rule 5 pick who keeps his spot all season. Jonathan Loaiziga's health determines whether he slots into a high-leverage or secondary role. Loaiziga at full health has been one of the 3 best right-handed setup men in the American League at his peak, and his availability in the late innings gives Boone a 3rd legitimate high-leverage option behind Bednar and Dovar on the days when the game demands it. And somewhere in Tampa, doing defensive workouts and hitting off tees and feeling his shoulder respond to treatment in ways it never did through 2 cortisone injections and 19 errors and 5 months of managed pain, Anthony Volpe is watching the ticker on his phone tonight. He is watching Max Fried throw the first pitch to Mookie Betts or whoever leads off for San Francisco. He is watching Jose Caballero field the first ground ball that comes to shortstop. He is watching the lineup he will rejoin in April take the field for the first time without him. And he is feeling the shoulder that the surgery fixed, really fixed, not managed, fixed, and counting the days until he can go back to where he belongs. The team he grew up in New York dreaming about, the shortstop position he earned at 21 years old, the lineup that will look different when he arrives back in it, better, deeper, more complete than it is tonight in San Francisco. The Yankees believe that. The lineup they are sending out tonight against Logan Webb and the Giants tells you what they have right now. What they become in late April, when Volpe is back and Cole is a month away from returning to the rotation, is what this season is actually about. And that version of the New York Yankees, with all its pieces present, healthy, and pointed toward October, is the version that the front office built this roster around. Not tonight, not yet, but coming. Every day a little better, even if it is a very small amount. Sound familiar? All reporting in this broadcast is sourced from MLB.com's official opening day roster release, SI.com's Yankees opening day roster analysis, Elite Sports NY's opening day lineup breakdown, FanGraphs roster resource opening day tracker for the Yankees updated March 24th, 11:36 p.m. Eastern, and confirmed reporting from The Athletic's Chris Kirschner, the Yes Network's Jack Curry, Brian Hawk of MLB.com, Mark Sanchez and Joel Sherman of the New York Post, and Gary Phillips of the New York Daily News. All statistics are sourced from Baseball Reference and MLB.com official records. All information reflects confirmed reporting as of March 25, 2026, opening day.
Austin Wells behind the plate. The 24-year-old catcher, who was the Yankees' first-round pick in 2021, whose left-handed bat and surprising power production have made him one of the 10 most valuable catchers in baseball by FWAR in each of the last 2 seasons, who represented the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic and hit .267 with 2 home runs and a 1.086 OPS in the tournament after a spring slump that concerns some analysts. The Yankees really need Wells back in form in 2026, especially with no clear successor in the wings. Batting 7th is a good low-pressure spot for him to ease back into things. Lakers Nation, 7th, not 2nd, not 5th. The analytics team and Boone made the specific decision to insulate Wells from the pressure of a high-leverage spot while he finds his rhythm in the first weeks of the season. That is smart player management from a manager who has been criticized for lineup construction, but who gets credit for exactly this kind of contextual decision. Give the catcher space to get comfortable. Put him in a spot where a bad first week does not define the narrative. Let the talent assert itself before the pressure mounts. The outfield is where the lineup becomes the most polarizing for fans who are expecting something different. Aaron Judge batting 2nd. Cody Bellinger batting 6th, Trent Grisham in center field. Lakers Nation. Judge at 2 is not controversial. Judge at 2 has been the constant of this lineup for 4 years. The reigning 3-time most valuable player, the man who hit 62 home runs in 2022, the player whose name and number are as synonymous with Yankees baseball as any player since Derek Jeter, batting 2nd in the spot he has made his own against Logan Webb and whoever follows him out of the Giants' bullpen. There is nothing surprising about Aaron Judge batting 2nd for the New York Yankees. The surprise is what surrounds him. Trent Grisham in center field. The 29-year-old switch hitter who came to the Yankees from San Diego in December 2023 and who had the single strangest statistical season in baseball last year, posting a career-worst -11 defensive runs saved in center field last season, while simultaneously posting a career-best 14.1% walk rate and a career-best on-base percentage. Forget that he posted a career-worst -11 defensive runs saved in center field last season. He was playing with a bad hamstring and still turned in a career season. The Yankees need him at his best in Oracle's gigantic outfield. Lakers Nation. Oracle Park's outfield is one of the largest in baseball. The left center gap is enormous. The right center gap is punishing. The park that turned Barry Bonds into the most feared hitter in baseball history by eliminating his pull-side power and forcing him to go the other way is the park that punishes bad outfield defense the most severely. Grisham's defensive numbers were bad last year because his hamstring was bad last year. Whether the hamstring is fully right in 2026, whether the player who won a Gold Glove in 2022 is back inside the body that posted -11 DRS in 2025 is one of the most important questions on this roster. Cody Bellinger in left field. What a weird year Belly had in 2025. He hit .274 on the year with 29 home runs and 98 RBI, but hit .353 against lefties compared to .244 against righties. However, 21 of his homers were against righties. Lakers Nation, 29 home runs, 98 RBI. Those are production numbers that justify his contract at face value. But the splits, the massive performance gap against left-handed and right-handed pitching, create the specific platoon management question that Boone will have to navigate all season. Against lefties, Bellinger is one of the most dangerous hitters in the lineup. Against righties, he is average. In a lineup that also features Judge and Rice and Chisholm, average at the sixth spot is functional, but the specific way Aaron Boone deploys Bellinger, when he sits him against right-handed pitching, when he gives him matchup-based rest days, whether he uses Randall Grichuk in a left-handed platoon role against specific righties, will determine whether Bellinger's 26 production looks like 25 with a few more months of consistency, or whether the platoon splits define a role player rather than an everyday starter. And Giancarlo Stanton. No longer a spring chicken at 36, Stanton still looked ageless in spring training, slugging 4 home runs with a .990 OPS. He claims his elbows feel fine, so now it is just a matter of everyone holding their breath until the inevitable injury. Lakers Nation, everyone holding their breath. That phrase captures the specific relationship that Yankees fans and the Yankees organization have had with Giancarlo Stanton since the day he arrived from Miami in December 2017. He is the most physically imposing right-handed power hitter in the franchise's history. His bat speed, even at 36, generates exit velocities that no other player in the American League can match on his best swings. When he's healthy and hot, he changes games in the way that only 2 or 3 players in baseball at any given moment can change games. And when he's not healthy, when the calf or the hamstring or the knee or the elbow is not right, the Yankees need a different plan. 4 home runs in spring training, a .990 OPS. His elbows feel fine. He said so. Now everybody holds their breath.